For my selection this week, I decided to choose Peddler in Divinity by Frank Lambert. It is a treatise that details George Whitefield's use of commercialism and advertising to spread knowledge of both where he was going to be and his actual writings during the First Great Awakening. Initially, it appears that Lambert is going to take a combative stance with Whitefield. He seems to suggest early on that Whitefield might be more motivated by capitalism and by trying to make money than by actually spreading any type of religious notion or belief to other people. However, over the course of the 26-page document, it becomes very obvious this is not the case. There's several instances where Whitefield specifically has printers print his sermons in cheaper paper. There's instances where he specifically has his sermons broken up into multiple printings to try and reduce the individual cost. There's several instances that make it very obvious that Whitefield is attempting to make these works as available as possible to everyone, including the poor people of the colonies. Also, it is extraordinarily detailed analysis that goes step by step through all of the various publishers, both in England, New England, the various colonial publishers. It mentions Ben Franklin. There's a staggering amount of information, essentially focused around the idea that Whitefield was an entrepreneur who was more than happy to use his proceeds to invest in more business, but it also, at the end of the day, points out on multiple occasions that Whitefield ultimately spent almost all of his vast amounts of earnings on creation of orphanages, establishing charity schools. He opened up a black college in Virginia. This is in the 1730s, 1740s for the college. He put a staggering amount of money back into his beliefs and back into the local communities. Ultimately, by the end of the paper, the author does seem to come around to the obvious realization that Whitefield was actually motivated not by accumulating wealth, but instead by attempting to use whatever means was necessary or available at the time for him to be able to try and spread the word as effectively as possible to as many people as possible. Thanks for your time.